Hello students. Today we shall discuss a moving story by Ruskin Bond named The Thief Story. Let us first learn a little about Ruskin Bond before we start with the story.
Born in 1934, Ruskin Bond is an Indian author of British descent. The Indian Council for Child Education has recognized his role in the growth of children's literature in India. Bond loves the hill stations of India and sets most of his stories there. Currently, he lives in Landor, Missouri, with his adopted family. He received the Sahitya Akademi Award in 1992 for his novel Our Trees Still Grow in Dera. When he was just 17, he published his first novel, The Room on the Roof. Here, he introduced his readers to the character of Rusty. The Rusty series became hugely popular in the following years and was even adapted into a Doordarshan TV series called Ek Tha Rusty. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 and the Padma Bhushan in 2014. His novel, A Flight of Pigeons, was made into the Bollywood film Junoon. Vishal Bhardwaj's film The Blue Umbrella, based on Bond's novel, won the National Award for Children's Best Film.
We shall now begin with the story.
The narrator of the story and our protagonist, the thief, was only 15 years old when he met Anil for the first time. Anil was 10 years elder to him. They met at a wrestling match and the thief tried to warm up to Anil. He aimed to eventually take advantage of Anil and steal his money.
The narrator lied to Anil that his name was Hari Singh. We are informed that the narrator changed his names on a monthly basis. This habit kept him safe from the police and his former employers. Ultimately, we never get to know the narrator's real name. As we already know, the narrator wished to eventually rob Anil. So, he lied to Anil, saying that he could cook. Anil had no money to pay the boy, but he agreed to give him food and shelter in return for his services.
It became clear on the first night that the boy could not cook at all. Anil fed the cooked food to a stray dog and asked him to go away. The boy hung around pleasantly, smiling at Anil. Anil eventually burst into laughter and welcomed him back into the house. He promised to teach the thief to cook, write, and add numbers.
Note that the boy did not know how to read or write, but he understood the importance of education. He believed that education was the stepping stone to achieve great things in life. This tells us that thief must have been ambitious. He had just chosen the wrong path towards fulfilling his ambitions.
The narrator found it pleasant to work for Anil. He made his tea in the morning, bought his daily supplies, and made a profit of 1 rupee per day.
The narrator observed that Anil made money erratically, or in short irregular intervals. He borrowed 1 week and lent money in the next. He also learned that Anil wrote for magazines to earn his living.
One day, Anil made a handsome sum of rupees 600 by selling a book to a publisher. This was a lot of money in those days. He shared the news with the boy. The thief had spent a month working for Anil and looking for a chance to rob him. He stole the money at night and left for the station, hoping to get the 10:30 p.m. express to Lucknow. However, his conscience stopped him from boarding the train. He wandered around the bazaar and the Maidan and got soaked in the early November rain. The stolen cash got wet too.
He imagined Anil's face in the morning when he would discover the theft. He would not be angry. Anil's fate would, however, reflect sadness because his trust had been betrayed. The thief decided that it would be better returning home to Anil rather than running away with the money. The money could make him live like a rich man for a few weeks. However, in the long run, it was better to be educated and only Anil could educate him. This shows us that the thief was wise beyond his years.
The next day, when the boy woke up, Anil had already made tea. He handed the narrator a 50 rupee note, saying that he had made some money. The note was still wet. The boy suspected that Anil knew about the previous night's incident. Anil's expression, however, did not reveal his knowledge of the theft.
For the first time, our protagonist, the 15-year-old thief, smiled genuinely at Anil. The thief had returned to Anil out of his desire to become an educated and prosperous man one day. Guilt had not only played a small part in his decision to return. When Anil forgives his unfaithfulness, despite his knowledge of the theft, the boy is moved. Anil's behavior probably turned him honest and faithful from that day. With that, we come to the end of today's story. You can now be sure that our protagonist never stole again, thanks to Anil's kindness. We hope you found today's lesson helpful. See you soon in our next videos.